Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? So today we're gonna try this. So this is gonna be like maybe a 1 minute video. I saw this at my local supermarket, like Woolworths. So let's try it. So if you don't know what this is basically like a chipped version of Indomie Goreng, which is like Indonesian ramen. I think I have. I stopped this for like just in case we go into lockdown again, because you know I think Sydney is going into lockdown really soon. But this is basically a chips version of that. So let's see. Oh my god, it smells like Indomie Goreng. Oh, this is so unhealthy. Look at the ingredients. The ingredients are basically, there is no food in here. There is no food. God, this is good. Guys, this is really good. This is literally like eating Indomie Goreng but in a chips form. Yeah, we turn this into an ASMR. ASMR chips Indomie Goreng version. I think my house is a bit too noisy for ASMR. So I saw the news today, and I saw like one of the restaurant nearby where I live got closed down because someone's got a positive for the disease. I'm trying not to say the words because I think like YouTube red flag that. So it's officially arrived in my area, like in my local area. Is it scary? It is. But we also have like a local hospital about like 10 minutes by car. So I'm thinking if there is an emergency, I can grab a cab and go to the emergency hospital nearby, which is not bad, I think. So I'm acknowledging the fact that this thing is so real. But trying not to panic at the same time. The news basically saying that it's not the second wave for Australia, it's the first wave, because we never really had a first wave, because before the virus got really big, the country shut down. So now what's happening is that we are having community transmission. We can't trace where it's come from. It's not a travel related. So that's why we're having a big panic, especially like down south in Victoria, where they are having like a massive outbreak with 200 cases is being positive every single, like today I think 200 people were positive. So and the amount and the number is keep increasing. So and right now in Sydney we are slowly seeing those numbers being like spread a little bit here and there. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like full blown soon. So anyway, this is good. It's basically like you are eating the sauce that usually would put into the noodles. The sauce is being applied to the chips, and that's what you're eating. I went to the city today, just hang out by myself in a cafe because I'm afraid that it will be not not even next week, like sometimes this week, by the end of this week, I'm afraid like the government is gonna say you're not allowed to leave your suburb. So I thought today, you know what, let's go out, hang out in public for a little bit, enjoy the freedom or whatever I have left, so that I don't regret it when they say we are not allowed to go out. I'm just gonna keep eating this on video until I finish it. That's an idea. I know it's gonna be probably boring video. It's not gonna be boring because I'm very interesting. I'm finding myself to be very restless. And I'm also like slowing my speech pattern. I went to this art shop today, and usually artists are very very slow at talking. It's because like they got caught up in their own world, so that to get the words out is quite difficult because it means like you have to basically plug yourself out of the imaginary world and go and comes back to the real world and then process whatever is happening in between through your mouth. So that lag usually is what comes out as slow. Not really slow. I was slower than this person that I was talking to today. That's interesting. Look at the social media. My chitato. So chitato life is never flat. Their Facebook page. The son or the grandson, the grandson the grandson that founded, is it really founded? Well, the family that owns this brand, their oldest son, I think, maybe their second son, is on social media. I follow him. His name is Axton Salim. So AXTON SALIM. They also have no. They didn't write the book, but there was a scholar from Singapore. I think like he's white, and also another scholar, so that is Singaporean woman, I think, that wrote about this family and their history and how it's tied to Indonesia's history and Indonesia's beginning. Very interesting. That's we learned that from the book. I learned that in the beginning there was not enough rice to feed the whole entire country. So they have to come up with an alternative way to feed the country, and wheat was one of those options. Which is why we have like instant noodles in Indonesia. And also, even though we are a primary producer of Indonesia, for for the most part, we actually import most of rice into Indonesia from, where was it? Africa? Or maybe it's not rice. Maybe it's this spice that is that's supposedly native to Indonesia. It's been a while since I read a good book that is actually like informative, and I feel like I have the need to be really close to the camera. I don't know why. I really don't like this distance, which is only like basically an arm length distance between me and the camera. But this distance feels awkward. I like either very long, like very far away distance, or very short distance like this. I feel like the middle distance is annoying. Because I spent most of my 20s, right? Like I spent most of my 20s reading body and mind souls books. So that's like where most of my informational bank is filled with knowledge about spirituality, psychology. But slowly I'm like, well, not slowly, and then you get replaced with YouTube, where I don't actually need to read a book now. I just turn on a lecture. You can actually watch like Stanford biology lectures on YouTube. I have this professor that lectures in biology, primarily using the populations of primates and chimpanzees to illustrate how biology and culture is tied in together, also with the human culture and human biology and hierarchy and all of that things on YouTube. I basically have it on my playlist. And also, of course, you have Jordan Peterson. So I really devoured those psychological lecture series. I think they have. I think he uploaded a lot of years, 2015, 2017, in multiple series of different lectures. So I devoured those. So it's really easy to get information about psychology and other things now. So I like when I buy books now, either on Kindle or either on actual books, I really want it to be some not accessible from YouTube, which I have done so far. Almost done. That's right. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out, guys. If you see this, buy this. It tastes exactly the same as the noodles, but it's in chips form. So if you like the taste of the Indomie Goreng, the original version taste, buy this. Bye, everyone.